For years, Naruto fans have argued about the biggest retcon in the entire series. Some people say it was Kaguya replacing Madara, others say it was Itachi secretly being a good guy. But honestly, I think the biggest retcon in Naruto's history was something way bigger than that. Naruto was originally a story about hard work, talent, and overcoming destiny. And by the end of the series, it became a story about destiny, reincarnation, alien gods, and chosen ones. The shift completely changed the identity of Naruto. Because if you go back to early Naruto, especially part 1, the themes were very different from what Shippuden eventually became. Take Rock Lee for example. Lee was introduced as the embodiment of hard work, a ninja with no ninjutsu, no genjutsu, no special bloodline, just pure effort and discipline. And his fight with Gaara is still one of the most iconic moments in anime history because of that message. The idea was simple, you don't need to be born special to become somebody great. But later in the series, Naruto himself becomes the exact opposite of that message. Naruto wasn't just some underdog anymore, he was the son of the 4th Hokage, from the Uzumaki clan, the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, a reincarnation of Ashura, a child of prophecy, basically Ninja Jesus by the end of the story. And once you realize that, the entire underdog narrative starts falling apart because Naruto was never truly a normal ninja. Now to be fair, Naruto absolutely struggled. People hated him, he was isolated, he lacked control over Kurama for years. But the problem is that the series slowly transitioned from a boy fighting against destiny to the chosen child fulfilling his destiny. That is a massive thematic change. And honestly, Neji's fight against Naruto becomes almost ironic after the war arc. Remember what Naruto told Neji during the Chunin exams? That destiny wasn't real, that your future isn't predetermined. But later, we found out Naruto was literally destined to become one of the most important people in shinobi history. So in a weird way, Neji was kinda right. And speaking of Neji, his death honestly makes this even worse, because Neji died protecting Naruto, the literal chosen one that the universe already revolved around. It's almost like the series unintentionally validated Neji's worldview in the long run, but Naruto's retcons didn't stop there. Another huge one was Hiruzen. Back in early Naruto, Hiruzen was heavily implied to be the strongest Hokage ever, aside from Minato. People feared him, he was called the Professor, he supposedly mastered every jutsu in the Leaf Village. Even Orochimaru treated him like an absolute monster despite his old age. But once Hashirama and Madara became gods among shinobi, Hiruzen's scaling completely collapsed. Suddenly, the first Hokage went from strong former Hokage to basically the ninja version of a demigod. Hashirama's power scaling honestly changed the entire power system of Naruto. His style went from a rare Kekkei Genkai to the solution for literally everything. Need stronger bodies? Hashirama cells. Need regeneration? Hashirama cells. Need insane chakra? Hashirama cells. Needs to survive impossible injuries? Hashirama cells. At one point, Hashirama cells start feeling less like a biological trait and more like a plot device. And then we get to Madara. Madara is probably the character most affected by Naruto's power creep. Originally, Madara was built up as this legendary shinobi, but still human. By the war arc, this man became immortal, infinitely regenerating, capable of dropping meteors, possessing god tier dojutsu, and absorbing chakra from the entire world. The scaling became absolutely insane. And honestly, this is where Naruto slowly stopped feeling like a ninja anime. Early Naruto fights were tactical. People used traps, deception, stealth, strategy, but by late Shippuden, characters were basically launching nukes at each other. And don't get me wrong, a lot of it was hype. Madara pulling up on the entire Shinobi Alliance was legendary. Matter of fact, the 4th Division fight against Madara is one of my favorite scenes in the entire series, but the grounded feeling of Naruto slowly disappeared over time. Then came the final retcon that completely changed everything. Kaguya Otsutsuki. This is still one of the most controversial decisions Kishimoto ever made. Madara had been built up for years as the ultimate villain. The man manipulated Obito, manipulated the Akatsuki, manipulated world history itself. And then suddenly, an alien goddess was behind everything. That reveal felt completely disconnected from the tone Naruto originally had, because Naruto started off as a story about ninja villages, political conflict, hatred, war, and human pain. Then out of nowhere, chakra aliens, divine trees, interdimensional beings. It was such a drastic tonal shift that it almost feels like two different stories. And the craziest part, Boruto doubled down on it even harder. Now personally, I don't think every Naruto retcon was bad, some actually improved the story. Like the power creep to an extent I can deal with, but there's no denying that Naruto changed dramatically from what it originally seemed to be. The series started as hard work can overcome talent, but by the end, the strongest characters were almost all people born with absurd gifts, bloodlines, or destiny. And honestly, that's probably the biggest retcon in Naruto history.